This is the second studio with two architects, myself, David Lee, and Marina Bourdonnais. This week it's the two of us in the studio in an after-hours casual chat. Probably start off with me complaining about other people. What the fuck? I'm such a week. Is it too much to ask for other people to just do what they claim they're going to do? It's crazy. Or I outline specific steps. Okay, you need to email that person, find out that, and then do the third thing. 2 weeks later, well, what are we doing? Are you kidding me? People wonder why, things get, schedules get blown, budgets get blown. It's like, well, what do you expect? You have a so-called professionals are not doing their jobs, or subs or consultants or whoever it is. It doesn't actually matter who the person is. It's just crazy. So they'll probably start with that, and then we'll get on to more fun things like Santa Barbara. It's just insane.
Kill the move.
It's just insane.
I know.
Do other architects have this problem? I can't be the only one. We can't be the only ones.
I don't think it's necessarily an architect problem either.
It's crazy.
I think people just don't care about
it's crazy. Sponsors. The second studio is brought to you by Chaos. They make award-winning design and visualization tools, and they're really pushing the boundaries with AI. As we all know, AI is shaking up the architecture and design world, and Chaos is taking a responsible approach. Their tools are built to help architects, designers, and visualization specialists work faster and explore more ideas without replacing creativity. Basically, Chaos wants AI to make your imagination stronger and not take over, so you get to design with more freedom, create stunning visuals, and stay in control of your work. If you want to see what that looks like, tap the Chaos link in our show notes.
Stop juggling multiple pieces of software and struggling with design-unfriendly spreadsheets. Programma, built by designers for designers, provides an integrated suite of tools for every phase of your project, from mood boards to advanced specification tools, procurement tracking to project management. Seamlessly integrated, easily shareable, and always current, Programma reduces redundancy and minimizes costly error. Join interior design movers and shakers by starting for free at programma.design/second studio. Experience the difference with Programma, software built for interior design workflows.
This is the second studio with the two of us. Here we go. Yeah, I don't know. Some weeks are good, and some weeks are definitely more trying. And this past week or so, it's like half I could name like 6 people who just consistently keep failing at what they're supposed to be doing, or they're behaving in a way where, like, well, don't behave that way. Like, don't be rude to other people. Don't be snarky. Don't be this. Don't be that. And I don't understand. I just don't understand it, to be honest. The thing with with professionals as well. I'm like, how do these people get work? How do you continue to get work if every time you're such a pain in the butt to work with? Unwilling to have a simple phone call, unwilling to find a solution. It's like, well, then, and if you don't enjoy that, if it's such a nuisance for you to problem solve, then don't do whatever it is that you're doing.
Change job or something.
Change jobs. Yeah. Well, I mean, for us, we just won't work with these people again. We just won't work with them again. And unfortunately, we do our best. We're pretty thorough at vetting people, but it's like even if you go on to not even the first date with somebody, right? The first 4 dates, it's still just the first 4 days. You don't really know how it's going to go until you get past that. And that's kind of the truth with some people. References, site visit, all this stuff, like, it helps, but you don't really know it until you hit the rough patches, which is always happens in every project. Fortunately, the vast majority of the people we work with are really good. Over the years, we found the right people, but it's always the few, what do they say, the bad apples that cause the biggest amount of stress. It's always the case. It's like that one, just a few things that kind of blow out of proportion. And for good reason as well, because the way these buildings work and their execution is everything's tied to another half a dozen things. So it really only takes one of those things to cause a much bigger problem. And GCs know this for sure. It's like one tiny thing blows the whole schedule because it's tied to, a bunch of other stuff. So anyway, yeah. And the tasks sometimes that these people have to do they're not complicated either.
No, that's probably why they don't care.
It's such straightforward stuff. It's like you point them to the thing. Like, that's the thing. You see that? whether it be a file, a material, I don't know, whatever it is. You see that thing there? You're going to open that thing and do X, Y, and Z in that order. 1, 2, 3. And somehow people mess it up, and it's very trying. I think it's also the part for me that's frustrating. Feel free to interrupt also, by the way, is that
I'm not really trying to like ruin my day.
Yeah.
So.
Well, the part that's trying to on a slightly more positive spin is that I know, we and our team, we work really hard to do, our best and to be on schedule and be all these things, to be excellent as much as we can. And we push the good people we know to also be excellent. And a lot of times they do. They'll go above and beyond. They'll spend, a late after working hours trying to solve it. Or over the weekend, they'll do phone call or like whatever it is. They'll like go this extra mile. And then when you have a whole suite of people from different businesses all doing this for the sake of a project and a client and for it to turn out well, then you have one other person, whoever that person might be, is just like, they're like, I'm not really going to do that. And it's such a bummer because it's like, do you realize you have how many cumulative people hours have been spent and hours after work schedules and them reaching out to their subs, them reaching out to their network to try and all make this happen. Like if you added all that up, that's a massive amount of time and energy. And I find it disrespectful, if anything, when others don't. I don't expect everyone to do that, like to go beyond what's normal, but you got to at least do what's normal. Like do what you're saying you're going to do. If you've given yourself a week to do this thing, then do it within a week.
Yeah.
And so I find it disrespectful, and it's, I don't know. I think anyone in our industry knows exactly what I'm talking about. It drives all of us who are trying hard. Like it drives us nuts. And I'm not talking about when people get sick, people have life events, unplanned things occur. That's fine. I get that. But consistent, failure for no other reason other than incompetence, or they just don't care. That's not okay. Not when, like I said before, when you count them up, probably dozens of people trying to make this work. So, all right, what do you have to talk about?
So we actually went somewhere for once, since we never really do anything or go anywhere.
No, that's not true. The last number of weekends we've been going.
Where do we go? We go to the mall. We go to grocery shopping. How exciting. No, we actually went somewhere for a couple of days, which was nice. Although it took us 3 hours to get from LA to Santa Barbara, which without traffic, if you do at 5 a.m, it's 1 hour. So go figure, But it was nice. It was nice to...
It was a long time. But the drive up didn't feel long. It felt like it was fine.
No, it was fine, but it's insane to think that, without traffic, it takes an hour. For whatever reason, it took us 3, you could go halfway through the state. Well, maybe not. But,
well, not really. But it's true. Like I drove to the Central Coast, a number of weeks ago, and I left early, so it took me well under 3 hours to get there.
Which is crazy. Were you driving 300 miles an hour? What?
Not at all.
No, so it was nice. Actually, the drive to Santa Barbara, depending which route you take, but if you drive, along the coast, it's pretty nice.
It's a nice drive.
It's pretty nice. So yeah. So how was it, David? Did you enjoy your time away from your daily routine?
It's good. I find myself these days wanting and, let's say, needing more breaks like that. And so, yeah, it was really good. I enjoyed it. The drive up took a while, but it was leisurely. We weren't in a rush. We just kind of were in the right headspace for that.
It's funny because we were only gone for 2 days. Almost
1 day, 2 days. No, well, from leaving time would be 2 days. 2 days. 2 days. 2 days and a few hours.
It felt like we're gone for 5.
It's always the case when you travel. When you're trying to book a trip or plan it, you think, a day gone, 2 days gone, a week gone. It's so much time. How can we do it? And then you're gone, and it feels like you've been out for a month, and you come back, and nothing has changed. The world has barely crept forward. Meanwhile, you've experienced a year of experiences. No, Santa Barbara was nice. We hadn't been there in a number of years. The last time we were there, I think we just made a pit stop, and I don't think we spent the night. And again, longtime listeners might recall that at that time, it was just the two of us, and we were in SB for like maybe 4 hours or something.
Yeah, it was quick.
But we had 2 meals. So did we spend the night?
Oh,
we did, because we had a Hawaiian themed meal.
Hawaiian?
Yep. We were going to eat inside, but it was crazy loud, which we're not fans of. So we sat outside on the sidewalk. They had like outdoor seating, and it was at
Are you sure it's with the right girlfriend?
It was not on State Street. It was kind of off State Street. You don't remember? I think you had poke or something.
Hawaiian?
Yeah.
I just remember that meal that I don't even want to think about it.
So we had. I think we did spend the night, because we had that meal once as for dinner, and we had another dinner somewhere. And the second dinner is the one that you're referring to. It was off of State Street by a block, and it was a prix menu.
Family style,
whatever mini course thing. I don't remember the name of the restaurant. The food, we've had some really good food, so I'd give it like a 7.5 out of 10. Yeah. 10 being like phenomenal. But the quantity was the opposite of what you might think would be, critical.
Like, it's good. It's family style. It's like shareable. It's for 2 people. It's great. And they just kept bringing dishes, and they were like, it wasn't like, okay, one dish split into half. It was like 2 portions, like one for each of us. And we're like, this is like, they just kept bringing plates. And I was I think you were facing out toward the street, and I was facing inward, kind of like seeing them coming from the kitchen. Yeah. And every time the kitchen door would open, my heart would stop and be like, please, tell me it's not for me. Tell me it's not for us. We can't have any more food.
Because when they do like a prix menu for 2 people, and they say, okay, there's, 7 or 8 courses, but that includes like an appetizer, dessert, so it gets spread out. Normally, especially for 2 people, the proportions are small,
one plate, right?
Because you have 8 things to get through. But like, I'm not joking. Each serving was, like you said, it was enough to be a whole meal by itself for one person, if that person had a good appetite.
I'm thinking, well, what kind of family do you have if this is family style?
Because sometimes with these restaurants, at least to the person who's not so worldly like me, it's not quite clear what's a main course and not, because everything sounds so fancy. There's a lot of ingredients, a lot of words going on. So when they bring out a dish, like, okay, this is the appetizer. This is the big appetizer. Okay, fine. Bring out the next dish. I remember thinking, okay, this must be like the main course, so we got to eat a fair amount of this, because probably the next ones are going to be small. But every single one was just like this heavy, like massive amount of food.
No, I know. And I was kind of getting upset before reaching the end of the meal, because I'm like, I always like to have rooms for desserts, like save room for dessert. I'm like, there is no room to be saved here. Like, what am I going to do? Also, we were staying at an hotel, so we didn't have a fridge. We couldn't even like take leftovers back with us.
Yeah. I felt bad about that.
We had like nowhere to stay. I was just like, oh, this was such a bad idea. And I couldn't wait to leave and go lay down.
I had never felt so uncomfortable after a meal.
And I can eat quite a bit. I mean,
yeah.
And actually, when I was a teenager, I could eat like a lot more than that.
So much food.
I'm like, are they trying to kill us?
Yeah, we did. I felt so gross afterwards.
There was a couple who sat next to us, and they were also doing the family style.
They stopped like a third way through.
I wanted to be like, don't do it. Don't do it.
They stopped after, I think, the third course came out, and they asked for the rest to go. And I was like, that was really smart of you, because...
Well, they had a fridge to take it to go.
Sure. But you know how... the way I would describe it is when you're visiting a place, as on a vacation, it's like Machu Picchu or the red-orange gates in Japan, or the Great Wall of China, or like whatever it is. You're going to hike up this thing, and you're getting to the top. There's a pinnacle, and you don't really know how long or how difficult it's going to be, because you've never done it before. And when you get like a third of the way, you're like tired, and you get more and more exhausted, and you make it to the top. And then when you're walking down, you see people walking up, and you can tell they think they're close, and you're thinking to yourself, you have no fucking idea what you're about to get into. It was the same feeling. It's like, you guys have no idea what you just signed up for. This is, I don't even know how they had that much food in that restaurant. Like, they must have, did they, like,
and I don't
how big was the refrigerator?
What day it was, but it's not like we were the last people getting in. So I was like, are you sure you're going to have enough food to feed everyone tonight?
That was crazy. I mean, it was a really good deal, but...
So we made sure this time not to go back there.
Yeah, I don't remember which one it was. Anyway, but that was that trip. So we hadn't been to Santa Barbara in a number of years. Santa Barbara, for anyone who doesn't know, it's I guess you could say it's between an hour or 3 hours north of Los Angeles, and it's a very quaint, cute town. Stylistically, in terms of the architecture, has a lot of Spanish style architecture.
It's really its own thing. Yeah, I don't think there's a place.
Big white
like
stucco, ultra thick walls.
Yeah.
Windows are like recessed into the facade. Clay tile roofs, arches. No flashing anywhere. So
we go on a weekend. The first thing we look at is flashing. How the heck did they not have any flashing in this building?
Well, the thing is...
No, I know.
We were recently having this discussion with a number of people that we've talked about this, and anyone listening who's an architect has an opinion, let me know. We've talked about this with architects, building scientists, contractors, and, you know, if you look at most buildings, when it's a stucco clad building, there's metal flashing at the top, right? That covers the parapet or the lip or whatever it is. So then water doesn't sit on top of the stucco. Yep. And then it goes down the face of the stucco, then kicks out, so there's a drip edge. Any architect builder knows what I'm talking about. But like, that is a very generic detail, and if it's done well, it looks fine, but a lot of times it's done cheaply out of really thin gauge metal, so it gets all warpy and looks like shit. But the idea, though, is that detail in metal is a much more resilient way of building compared to not having it. Yet, we go to Santa Barbara, there's no flashing anywhere. It's just plaster or stuck, you know, that cementous group of material. Yep. And so I'm like, well, do you have an entire town that does it?
So if, you know, one of our listeners is an expert in this type of architecture, please reach out, because I would be very, very curious to know why we don't employ those details more often to not have to see those little disgusting flashing bands everywhere.
Yeah, I'm sure it's money, but...
Yeah, it was pretty cool. The other thing that I think is very, I would say unique to Santa Barbara is the landscaping of the street and the properties. Mm-hmm. Like, you walk around town, you know, downtown or in the adjacent residential neighborhoods, and it's like everything is so lush. The landscaping is so beautiful. It's so put together, you know, colorful. Like, just, I don't know. To me, the landscape is as important as the buildings are there, and it just makes the experience of walking around like so much different.
Huge difference.
You know,
huge
like
difference. You
walk a street where there is like two trees fighting for each other. You know, it's like, oh God. And you walk in, I mean, we saw trees in some of the streets that the diameter of the trunk was like humongous.
4 feet or something.
I was like, how old is that tree?
Yeah, and this was the one that I'm thinking of was between the hotel and State Street.
Yeah.
So we're talking about, you know, a narrow two lane residential single story street with normal sidewalks, not like some big plaza space, massive trees.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes a huge difference.
But even the plants in, you know, people's front yard, it's not just like, oh, big green lawn and 3 bushes, you know, like, it's like, you know, I don't know, someone has put some thoughts and some love about, you know, the plants there. It's just beautiful.
Some of the planting that we walked by was almost tropical, and I don't know if that was, like, why, like, who made that decision to have it be tropical-esque?
Well, it might just be more heat resistant, you know, than like a lot of other plants. But yeah, very pretty.
It's also interesting because, you know, I think we, meaning architects, focus on buildings a lot. But if you're walking down a street and there's no trees, if you just imagine that it was filled with trees, like every 15 feet, there was a nice big tree and some smaller ones or whatever that completely changed the street. And it's not really, it's architectural in that there's form and shade and light filtering and stuff, but it's not architecture. And it's kind of like, it's not complicated. Just plant more fucking trees.
But even just the small plants, let's say that people plant into their front yard. It's funny because you could tell that people there care about the plants they put in their front yard.
Yeah.
I feel like, let's say, to be generic and upset people, like SoCal, for example, is like, okay, here's a big green lawn, everybody just trim their hedges, and they kind of do like bare minimum. It's very rudimentary landscaping, nothing exciting, nothing personal. Don't want to spend any thoughts or any time in it, or thinking about it. And that's fine. I mean, it's, curb appeal, it's green, it looks clean, like fine. But it's nothing personal. Is that also what contributes to make a lot of suburban neighborhoods just feel very generic, is that no one is standing out. None of the homes or landscape has personality of sorts, right? And Santa Barbara is the complete opposite, where every tiny home, like, you would see how people curated their stuff. Like, you could kind of guess, like, who lives in that house just based by how their front yard looks and how their house looks. And it also makes me think they probably spend time outside, and enjoy it, which it was interesting because it seems like the indoor-outdoor lifestyle was a lot more present up there than it is down here, which is weird.
You mean toward the front?
In general, like, stores, restaurants, even the hotel we stayed at.
Oh,
like,
I see.
Like the
commercial.
hotel we stayed at, for example, there was no, like, big dining room for everybody to have breakfast. I mean, they had a room that had one table, but, like, people had breakfast in the courtyard that was open air and there was umbrellas. And I'm like, it's interesting because, I mean, the weather is perfect. Like, why would you want to be inside, right? So it felt to me like the indoor-outdoorness was a lot more embraced there than it is down here.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but why? It's not like we have more bugs here or like it gets cooler,
I think that's true. I mean, first of all, the weather in Santa Barbara is amazing. I mean, Santa Barbara is one of those places where it's kind of magical. So, like, anyone visiting California, that you should visit Santa Barbara if you have. LA, San Francisco, sure, but like Santa Barbara is a beautiful, beautiful little town, and a particular side of California that's not LA or San Francisco at all. But the weather in LA is also amazing.
I know.
So I don't know. Maybe it's because it's more. It's just this big car-centric place, right? So
but if you have LA or even like Orange County, and I feel like if you have a backyard, like you have to use it. Like,
well, that's what I was asking.
It should
though.
not be allowed for people to buy a house and not use their backyard.
But we don't. But I think there's a lot of people who use their backyards in Orange counties, like Southern California. So I don't think that that's true, but I do think it's true that the commercial areas in Orange County and LA are less. And I think it's maybe more to do with like the pedestrian oriented type of planning versus car centric. So like, for example, in Orange County, there's no pedestrian. I mean, there's a downtown city of Orange, fine. But a lot of the areas, the commercial zones, you drive to them and it's an outdoor mall or it's the beach. It's this, I guess there's walking strips too, but.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I thought that was kind of interesting. But the whole area, the whole city too also feels like much more remote from everything, which is weird because Santa Barbara is a city. It's not small. I mean, it's smaller than, San Francisco.
But it's so
LA.
close to the coast and the mountains that it's right between those two.
But it does feel like kind of like an enclave.
Yeah.
Right. It does feel like a vacation town because it feels very secluded from the rest of the world. And it was very interesting to walk along the water and do see like the mountains on one side and then open blue sky and ocean on the other side. It was kind of like...
When did we walk on the water? For dinner. Okay, yeah.
It kind of reminded me of, of like experiences you get from like when you're in Hawaii, where you get the same thing, kind of like the island feeling, right? Mm-hmm. And I was like, this is... I mean, you kind of get everything, right? You get the mountains, you get the ocean. And the relationship of the city with the ocean is also very interesting because it's fairly flat. right? So you do get that kind of like, 180 view of the ocean, kind of unobstructed, which is very nice, right?
Yeah.
Where let's say in LA, it's more like a straight line, maybe like less curved, and you have a bunch of buildings and whatever crap in the middle. But it's kind of nice too and refreshing to just like see openness.
The other thing too is State Street, which is the main commercial street in Santa Barbara. It's closed down to cars. Well, cars can cross it like every intersection, but the cars can't go a long ways on it.
Well, a portion of it is closed. I think the portion closer to the ocean.
Sure. But I mean, a massive chunk. It's not like 2 blocks. It's like, I'm going to butcher, probably like 12 blocks, 10, I don't know, whatever length. It's been that way for a while. And that is perpendicular to the ocean.
But I think the last time we went, it wasn't.
No, I think it was. It was. Because it's been closed down for a lot of years. But the State Street is perpendicular to the ocean. And like you said, the topography on the larger scope is pretty flat. So there's this kind of feeling like the water could almost go all the way up to State Street. And it doesn't do that. I mean, maybe eventually with global warming, but like that does create a sense of tying together between that south end of State Street and then the ocean. It's not west for people listening because that coast turns, but it doesn't matter. It creates this kind of this feeling of tying between the two, this kind of merging almost, and it impacts the place. I also feel like with your observation about the ocean on one side, the mountains on the other, and kind of that portion of Santa Barbara being between those two, like how much does that impact the feeling of the place as a enjoyable destination and an experience? So what I'm thinking is versus in other areas more inland, let's say Orange County, Irvine, whatever, you can create a mall that has all the amenities, all the stuff, but it's almost like you are driving to this man-made fake thing. So it doesn't feel as vacation-y or as relaxing because it's very much like you're aware. You're going to drive to a massive, massive parking lot, walk from your car to the edge of this mall, be in the mall, and you're going to get out. It's like you're kind of trapped on this island, but not a good island. Versus Santa Barbara, it's like you naturally feel like, yeah, I should be here. This is almost like nature is asking us to settle here, and we have beautiful greenery, perfect weather. So I wonder how much of that experience cannot be manufactured.
Probably a big portion.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, there's something magical about just nature. Like you can't really replicate that feeling.
They did a good job. I don't know how conscious it was again, but the scale of the buildings is not overly tall. State Street has a lot of trees. It has been struggling the last, I don't know how many years with kind of shops closing and stuff, but I'm sure it'll bounce back, hopefully. But yeah.
Now, would you ever picture yourself living there?
Problem is business. Being made aside from business, I forget
business. Let's say you have a ton of potential clients there, and like you could do well with your business. Would you see yourself live there?
I don't know. I'll probably have to go back a third time and then see how I feel. Because sometimes it's like the first time or second time you go, there's a little bit of falling in love with it just because you haven't been there enough times. But if we put that aside, then yeah, I mean, it's like, what else could you want? It's an interesting thing too, because being surrounded by more traditional or quasi-traditional Spanish style, this whatever things is you'd think would be not appetizing, but it's more maybe about the urban experience that I think is of quality there, and the consistency of the architecture, and they've spent money on the architecture too. Like they care about it. So I think it's for the most part great. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not like, I wouldn't design Spanish homes or whatever, but wouldn't mind being surrounded by them because it's better than like all the crappy buildings we're being surrounded by in LA.
Well, like we were talking about before, maybe it's not really about the style as much as it is about just quality, period. Right?
Yeah.
And then all those buildings together do create a larger environment, and they do. Santa Barbara's like done it so well.
Yeah.
So well.
Now I wonder if it's too small, if it feels too small to me though. Like I think, the nature, the architecture, the climate, all that is great. But I'm like, I don't know if it would. These days I'm being torn because I'm like, I wouldn't mind being in a place that feels small, just so I feel comfortable. But also part of me is like, but I do like the idea of a busy place. And oftentimes small places don't feel busy enough for me. So it's a $1 million question.
Well, that would be my only concern. But if you lived in a place like Santa Barbara, then you just have to adopt the mindset that it's not a big city. And you just chill out. That's all you do. You just chill out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, and I mean, I
keep it simple.
I could see at some point in your life when you're kind of like chilling out is the goal,
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah.
So yeah, it was good. What did we do the first? Get there, check in. Hotel was super cute. That courtyard where we had breakfast a few days in a row was super cute. Went and had seafood at, what is it? Brothers Barnaby or something? Brooks Brothers?
Profi Bros or something like
that?
Yeah,
something like that along the water. It was okay.
It was fine. Yeah, it was fine. I mean, it was more about the experience of, eating by the harbor, being surrounded with a bunch of people on a Friday.
Yeah.
Having a baby with you at the restaurant.
For what it is, it's exactly what you'd want it to be. So
yeah. No, I mean, I wasn't expecting incredible food, but it was good. The service was nice. Like, it was fine. And then we basically walked a bunch. I mean, for 2 days we just kind of like parked the car and then just walked everywhere.
Well, we made that mistake of walking too much the first day,
and made me realize, we don't do any more walking.
Yeah. Well, in New York, we put in on an average like 10,000 steps a day. And that's not doing anything. That's just walking to work and maybe doing a short stop somewhere and back. That on a normal day, that's like probably like 9,000 something for me, at least I remember. Yeah. And so now it's just dropped down to like, you just drive everywhere. But yeah, we clocked in like 20,000 steps. Yeah,
I think we did about, like 16 or 18,000 or something.
My number is always higher than yours. I don't understand that.
It's not like you have shorter legs than me, so I don't know. It's not like you're always ahead waiting for me either. Yeah. Like, I don't understand.
I don't know either.
Do you just go to like the bathroom and just like do loops in there?
Maybe it's the way I walk. I don't know. But so we did that, and then the next day we're like, oh, God, overdid it.
And now a little break for our show sponsors.
Marina, do you remember what Revit did for building geometry? When a wall moves, every plan, section, elevation, and schedule updated with it. Well, Ace Lab's Material Hub is doing the same thing, but this time for materials.
So in your current workflow, when a material changes, you're probably manually chasing that update through your specs, your finish schedules, your keynote, sustainability report every single time. Material Hub replaces all of that within one record. Make a selection and every document updates automatically. There is no chasing, no confusion, no spreadsheet graveyard. With more than 250,000 products and over 10,000 brands, AceLab has real verified sustainability data and not just marketing claims. Check it out by tapping the AceLab link in our show notes. Architects, design leaders, founders redefining the industry. If you want to shape not only buildings but the businesses behind them, this is your moment. Future London Academy's Executive MBA takes you inside the boardrooms of Pentagram, Uber, Zaha Hadid Architects, and Google, where you will master finance, strategy, and operations from the people who already excel at them. Study alongside peers, transforming the industry worldwide, and do it all in just 9 intensive weeks over 1 year between London and California. Award-winning, transformative, crafted for design and architecture leaders with 15 plus years of experience. If you're ready to grow your impact, apply now by tapping the Future London Academy link in our show notes.
I also made the mistake of on Saturday? What did we do? We had that lovely, simple breakfast at the hotel. Then what did we do afterwards?
We went to the Innovation and Exploration Museum.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
For our kid who I wasn't that impressed with it.
Didn't care.
I was just interested in the most random stuff there. There was like a flip-flop, so to like tap on pipes. And
more interested in everyday objects and street life than he is like anything made for entertainment, which is probably a good thing.
I had a great time though. I thought it was cool. I was like, it's really more of a museum for adults who want to play with stuff than kids. But.
So that was cool. Well, I'm not going to talk about the building. So we do that, and then we go to get pizza at, what was the pizza spot?
Lucky Penny.
That was good pizza.
That was...
I could go for some pizza right now.
Yeah, that was really good pizza. Just a teeny tiny outdoor spot that had a few tables, but probably one of the best pizza I've ever had.
Really?
Yeah.
I've had some good pizza.
I've had some good... No, yeah, and they were one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're one of them. So kind of unassuming, but like... Really good. We got like a good, like basic, like a margarita pizza, and then we got kind of like a more fancy
like a pesto.
one that had pesto, ricotta, pine nuts, lemon or something, and it was really good. It was really
and I
good.
got a hazy IPA.
And it was
that was good.
Delicious.
I feel like at some point pizza is not any better than other pizza. It's just different. So yeah,
to me,
I'd
it's
say
like
top.
okay, the seasoning, the thickness of the crust, how perfectly it's
pretty much
cooked.
perfect. Yeah.
You know,
It couldn't have any better for.
Then is there enough cheese on it or not? And then is the tomato sauce too sweet, or
But that was great. I mean, they have that pizza place. Definitely recommend it. It's also part of. It's not a large development, but a little development. There's like, a handful of restaurants and maybe a coffee shop and a bar and whatever else kind of in that area with outdoor seating, umbrellas. They have an old ice cream truck, food truck thing that's not used, that's sitting in the outdoor space as a prop. It was kind of perfect for what you could want of a day like that. Perfect weather, perfect everything. It wasn't rowdy. There were people hanging out, having a good time. So, only thing is that their pizzas are, I asked the woman there, I said, how big are these pizzas? Like, is it a personal pizza, which, basically that, or is it like one pizza for two? And she's like, well, one would be almost enough for two people, so I would get two. Which means to say that one is not enough for two people, but two is too much for two people.
Yeah.
So
as usual, we ordered too much.
We ate too much, and...
But we finished it this time. We didn't waste any.
We finished it. That plus a beer. And then at that point, baby's going to take a nap. We have a choice. We can go back to the hotel. Everybody takes a nap at the same time. Or we walk around Funk Zone, Funk Village, whatever, Funky Streets. And do that and then walk State Street, whatever, while the kid is napping. We... made a mistake and chose the latter because halfway through this walk, I was fading really hard. Food coma, beer coma, just general tiredness.
You put it off pretty well. I didn't notice.
Oh, God. I was struggling.
I was struggling.
We went to a surf shop. That was cool. Enjoyed that. Got some stuff. Went to another kind of unique denim store. Wanted to get some pants. $400 for pants. And I said to myself,
from Japan, so that's what.
Yeah, I like nice stuff, but $400 for pants.
Like, oh, what's the price? I don't see it, and I'm looking at the tag. I'm like, yeah, I see 3 numbers here. That's not going to be good.
Well, I mean, whatever, but like well over $400 for a pair of like chinos. I'm like, yeah, I get they come from Japan, and there's some probably old woman in a village who like does this her entire life, but I don't need this for chinos. Like dress slacks that are really formal or whatever, I don't know. But so, but yeah, there seemed to be a lot of good food in that area. Then walk State Street, and so it was actually State Street. That walk is when I started to really fade because it was
hot too.
Early afternoon, hot,
toasty, humid. Then we found a cute little outdoor spot between buildings where they had put tables and umbrellas, and a bunch of people were sitting and eating. Yeah. Yeah,
that's a larger development. It's like the all white kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
we sat there like vegetables roasting in the sun. Well, we were under an umbrella, but just like two dead vegetables, tired, just sitting there.
Some dried tomatoes.
No conversation, no, just sitting.
I think my feet were hurting a lot. And it was kind of hot and humid. Like it wasn't like hot, dry, I feel.
I don't remember.
And I was not having it so much. And then the kid wakes up, so we need milk, for like the after nap bottle. So you go to a coffee shop thinking, okay, I'm just going to ask for like a little cup of milk.
4 ounces of milk is what I needed. Half a cup of whole milk. So I go back to the coffee shop that we ordered from. Wait back in line, get to the register. I'm like, can I just get half a cup of whole milk? Now, I understand it could be free because I'm a returning patron.
Did you say it's for my son?
I could also understand.
That's mistake number 1. If it's for you, you're a grown-ass man, of course they're going to...
Why would a grown person be asking for half a cup of milk?
I don't know. There's some weirdos out there.
No. I could also understand where they would charge because it's like, well, I'm giving you something. I do put the word "just" half a cup of milk. Just it's a small. It's a little hint of like it's just half a cup of milk because it is just half a cup of milk. It's not a gallon of milk. It's not a liter of milk. And I don't want the milk frothed. I don't want it caramelized. I don't want it to whatever. Just half a cup of milk. And the guy's like, yeah, of course. Cool. You've seen my face before. He's like, that'll be $5.50. I'm like, of course it'll be $5.50. Of course it'll be $5.50. An option to tip. No, I'm not tipping you on a half a cup of milk. I came here before. I spent like $18 on 2 drinks half an hour earlier. I'm not going to tip you on half a cup of milk. So now I'm waiting, and fortunately they did push it through because there was a big line. Appreciate that. I guess that's worth $5. I'm waiting at the end where they give you the drinks, and I literally see her take the barista. She takes a plastic cup, brings it over, takes the carton of Altadena non-organic whole milk, pours it in, and she goes, here we go. I'm like, yes, well worth $5.50 this transaction. Like, thank you. And that kid sucked it down in like 10 seconds. Like, fuck.
But you should, okay. Next time, you should actually go with your kid's bottle. But it's for my son. Because if it's for a kid, I feel like they're most likely not going to charge you, or maybe charge you a more fair price.
I know, but
than like the price of a drink.
There's a fine line of demonstrating the reality of the situation and hinting at something versus... I don't want to guilt trip people into stuff. I don't like doing that. And $5 is not a whole lot, but it was annoying. It was still annoying though.
Well, look, even if they give you the milk for free and you feel bad about it, give them a couple bucks as a thank you. Fine.
Yeah, that's true.
But $5.50. It's the price of a whole gallon of milk.
It was silly.
Anyway.
I mean, if it was like, again, some kind of local farm source thing from Santa Barbara from a cow named Rebecca, then okay, fine. But it was
a cow named Rebecca.
They like name their cows sometimes, and like we just use milk from whatever. Then I get it, but this was like super cheap. Buy it from Ralph's or like Save-Ons or fucking Food for Less for probably $3. I don't know what it costs, but whatever amount of dollars. Like
Save-Ons.
Like Jesus.
You mean Safeway or Bonds?
No, the thing isn't Save-Ons a thing? Isn't that a thing?
I've never heard of it.
I think Save-Ons used to be a thing.
Save-Ons?
Fonts? Maybe not. I don't know.
I think you're mashing up Safeway and
probably.
And Bonds. But yeah, well, that's the thing. That's the deal.
That's the deal.
But very pleasant neighborhood. So I didn't know, so before we went, I looked up like, okay, what to see in Santa Barbara. And Funk Zone came up, and I'm like, what the heck is Funk Zone? Yeah. And it's basically a couple blocks off of Main Street, and it's, let's say, more of an industrial area that was kind of like maybe re-energized apparently during COVID. So it has kind of like the feeling of like, Brooklyn, like rough industrial buildings that turn into cool spots, like cool clothing stores or restaurants or cafes or pizzeria or whatever. And,
or a place that sells $450 bands.
Yeah. And I feel like, all of those places usually are very successful because it mixes the charm of the rough with the cool, right? So, of course, who's not going to be drawn by that? So it was a nice...
Yeah, there's a sense of authenticity. Mm-hmm. A sense of mixing.
Cool. And then we saw online that... So Montecito is a very well-known area near Santa Barbara where a lot of celebrities have homes, right?
Ultra wealthy.
Ultra wealthy, like big properties and whatnot. And we saw online you could do like a driving architecture tour. And we're like, oh, it'd be cool to see some, big houses, even if we can get in just, from the street, right? Mm-hmm. So we hop on there, and I have to say, we saw nothing. We saw nothing but fences and beautiful
plants. Where did you get this tour information from?
ChatGPT.
Well,
you would think that, come on.
I wouldn't think.
So that was a complete letdown. I mean, the roads were nice.
No, but it was still worthwhile. It was still worthwhile to drive it and just kind of feel what that area is like. Yeah,
no, and we got a beautiful view of the ocean in some spots too. Like the viewpoints were absolutely incredible. So it was kind of cool. We saw maybe one modern-ish house that looked terrible.
It's pretty bad.
It was like, I don't know. I don't even know how to describe it.
No, it's just bad.
I'm like, well, come on. Like, if you're going to bother building something here, hire me. Like, whoever you hired, like, no good. So we did that. And then there is a little kind of like what they call country mart in Montecito. We like popped into, which was cute. It was just a little cluster of a few shops and ice cream store and
maybe like
whatever.
10 shops or something really small.
Yeah, with like a little sitting area. It was very small. It felt like a little village thing. So we spent some time there.
Then we were in, what was the other area that you looked up? We got out and we walked like a little bit and we just did a detour. Summerland?
We were going to go to Summerland, but we didn't.
There wasn't Summerland?
Yeah, but we didn't go there.
Okay. I don't know.
I think we just did a couple of areas in Montecito, which there was another street that had a few like stores
Super
and stuff.
Small.
So we kind of walked there and whatever. I have to say I'm a huge fan of the people there.
But this is a reoccurring thing. I mean, here's the thing, like...
It's just a recurring thing everywhere you go, Marina. You don't like anyone.
Well, it's the small towns give us both kind of the heebie-jeebies. There's a certain vibe about small towns.
It's sad, but it's the snobbiness, and it's like, and white people, and I'm white, right?
Yeah, but you're European. It's a little bit different.
But it's like, I don't know. I just feel like everybody's better than you know, type of thing when they walk around, and I'm like, fuck off. I'm like, fuck off. What are you wearing? What are you doing? Who are you? Nobody knows. Like come down here. Come a few steps down.
But a lot of small town places, especially mostly the wealthy ones, there's a snootiness. And I've spoken to a lot of people about this who visit areas like that or pockets of Malibu or I'm blanking on other spots. But there's a lot of it. That's just the way it is. And I don't know. I'm just like, that's just what I expect now. So I'm less annoyed by it, if you can believe that.
Oh, wow.
Well, I expect it. I've seen that a lot. I mean, like Newport Beach, there's a good one.
Oh, God. It gives me eczema just being around people like that. I don't know.
It's not, and not everyone's like that, but there are plenty of people who give off that vibe, and when you speak with them, they are exactly like that. Very closed-minded, tend to be quite conservative sometimes, a lot of times, frankly, and they just kind of poo-poo on everyone else that's not in their community and not of their, quote, status. And it's just a gross disposition to have. And like you said, fuck off. It's like, yeah, but you're not anybody.
I know. I'm like, are you the mayor of this town?
All of us are nobodies also, by the way. Like, just relax about it. Like, you don't have to be that way.
No. Or you enter into stores and they kind of look at you. You're not from here. And I'm looking at them like, I know I'm not from here. You don't need to give me the look. But I might buy something here, so you might want me to stay. You know? So, I was not a huge fan of the vibe there at all. So Montecito was kind of a flop. We didn't really see buildings or
but Montecito's not known for being.
No, it's not. Like but I'm like, I don't know if you're gonna have all those celebrities having like big homes. Like you think there would be
no. It would be the opposite. It's quietness. It's privateness. It's you know.
I should have pretended I was a celebrity. Wear big sunglasses, giant hat. And like look down. Maybe people would have been like, "Oh yeah, she's from here."
Okay. Yeah, I need to wear my white pants, and I swear I saw someone wearing boat shoes.
Keep a cigar in your hand, you know.
Polo shirt and white pants. Yeah. And, it's the same thing, too. When you see a family, parents and all the kids, they dress identical. It's like, Jesus Christ.
So sad.
It's so, it's just not interesting.
They buy in
at
bulk,
all.
They buy all the shorts and polos and, all the sizes.
It's not interesting. And I get this, and this is me just making stuff up. I get the feeling that those people their brain is, extra small. You know what I mean? And therefore, they have to be really loud because their brain is really small. And they just say, it's big fish, small pond, all of those things apply. But if you've ever lived and traveled or been or worked in a myriad of places with really smart people, you're like, yeah, but why are you behaving that way? Why is anyone behaving that way? No one gets a pass for that.
Now, where did we go for dinner that night?
We went to a Thai place, I think, didn't we? No, what did we do?
Oh, no, we went to that market, public market.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of like a Chelsea, let's say a Chelsea market, Santa Barbara version.
Like the north end of State Street, kind of?
Maybe, I do not
North,
recall.
Whatever, yeah.
But
away from the ocean.
Yeah. So we grabbed some stuff and ate outside again. It was cool. I feel like every town, every city now has a place like this.
An indoor market?
An indoor market with, 30 different vendors, a bunch of different types of food. And I mean, the idea is great. And, and if you go with family or friends, you don't all have to eat the same thing. So everyone could grab whatever they want to eat and still eat together. So, the idea is great. I think it works well.
The only thing with those places is that they really need to be paired with ample, shaded, comfortable outdoor seating, because eating inside of a hall is not for everybody. And it does get
really
always
loud.
Really loud.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true.
I mean, if you're into it, then you're into it. But other than that, you need to have spill out space. And they don't have as much outdoor seating as
no
they should, really.
No. Yeah, I always have a hard time selecting what to eat in those places. Mm. Because I feel like I never really have a good idea of what are all of my options. And then the menus, I feel like I have to dissect them to really understand what's under each item. So I feel a little overwhelmed in general. But
what did you get?
What did I get?
You had a salad.
I had a salad that was
Was it good?
It was good. No, it was good. I had a salad with chicken. It was pretty good.
What did I have? I had barbecue. And
then we were like, let's get some donuts to go. And we got one donut. We got one donut.
One donut because we were
huge.
full, and the donuts were massive.
And it was like a what you call it? Key lime pie donut. So it was kind of creamy and fluffy. So I'm going to that stand. I'm like, okay, I would like one donut. The key lime donut. Okay, fine. Do you want a box? I'm like, sure. So well, actually, we only have the big box with a dozen donut.
No.
Yeah, no, it was.
For a dozen donuts? It wasn't for a dozen.
Oh, it was the size of a cake box. I mean, I don't know how many donuts you fit, but the size of a normal
six
box
donuts.
for a
Six
cake,
donuts.
right?
Okay, yeah.
And I'm like, it's kind of stupid to put one donut floating around in that big box. So I'm like, that's fine. So I was just with the plate, and I'm like, I'm going to walk to the car with a floating donut like this.
No.
So I came back with that big box. The donut did not last very long because we ate it pretty quickly once we get back. It was pretty good, actually.
Well, it's also... So not eating dessert at the same time, taking turns because we're each taking care of a kid, really, deflates the experience of having the dessert.
Well,
it's your turn. Was that good? Yeah, it was great. Okay, your turn.
But the thing is, the night before we left, I was like, so I just realized, we booked one hotel room, which makes sense because it's just the three of us. But I'm like, so he goes to bed at 7:30. Does that mean we're going to have to go to bed at 7:30? And we're kind of like, well, I guess we could. So we did go to bed pretty early. I mean, by the time he fell asleep, we got ready for bed and whatever. It was probably 8:30 or whatever. So it was earlier than usual, but not that earlier than usual.
It was pretty amazing, though.
And, if you got to sleep, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, but no, the dessert was really good.
Dessert was really good.
Super, super good. I forget the name of the place. We should do better at keeping track of the names. With the outdoor seating, there's not a lot of tables outside, and it's busy, and partly because of the World Cup has been going on. The point is that there's a lot of people trying to find tables, and we're outside, and there's one woman, large woman, by herself and a dog, but not a giant dog, like a normal sized dog. And she's eating ice cream by herself. She's taking up like 5 seats. I don't mean her physically, but she's decided to occupy the space of 5 seats. And it's like, could you maybe not do that? And so actually a family or a couple came out and they asked her, like, could you rearrange your presence so that you don't use up like 2 tables worth of space for one person? Like, you're big, but you're not that big. Like, just slide over. She had her stuff sprawled out. It's like, come on. Like, what are we doing? I would go back to the food market. That was good.
Yeah, no, it was good. People were, working there were nice too.
And then the next day we had another enjoyable breakfast in that courtyard. I really, really liked that. The sunlight coming through. We ended up doing a pit stop in Carpinteria. I don't know if I've ever really been there before, but it's kind of
not in that area. Like, we had no idea there was a little cute.
We've cut through it,
or whatever. We've made I don't know, gas station stop or stuff like that, but we never really explored.
But Carpinteria is known in California as like I wouldn't say a bad place, but there's no reason to be there. There's no destination. There's nothing really desirable. But we were just there for a short period and only saw like kind of one street. That one street is beautiful though. Small shops, trees, good coffee.
Hustling and bustling on Sunday morning. I mean, it was like the ocean's right there too.
The ocean's right there. They have a new kind of, I don't know what you call it. Not like a courtyard. Sort of like a courtyard that had like 4 to 6 different eateries facing inward toward it.
Yeah, again,
Fire
that's
pits,
a cool concept.
Sofas, pergolas.
Yeah.
The food was really good.
And it got really busy. Yeah, no, it was pretty. It was a nice little discovery there. It was pretty nice. Yeah, the food was pretty good.
Yeah, yeah. The coffee place was good too. Dart Coffee, I think was the name of it. Yeah, Dart something.
Oh, I don't know.
Drip Dart Drips.
Yeah,
something.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I would. We don't really have a reason to stop there because it's so close to LA. But if for some reason we needed to stop there, I would gladly stop there again. So yeah, Santa Barbara was nice. I'm looking forward to going again to test out to see if I would want to be there longer. But I mean, again, weather great, food great, architecture consistent and high quality.
The beach was nice too.
Beach was good.
The city was clean. Good. The beach wasn't crowded. I mean, it was hot. I actually did not remember that Santa Barbara could get that hot, but it was like pretty hot.
It gets hot. They've always had a homeless problem.
Yeah, well, every city does. I think also every city that has
beach
and also money,
good weather,
and
like Hawaii, they have a massive homeless population.
Yeah. I mean, if we were to be homeless, I would go in places like this. Like, why would you go and be like in freaking LA under like the freeway or whatever? Like, just find out a way to make your way to Santa Barbara.
Well, that's the first thing. You're finding your way to Santa Barbara. No, yeah, but I think it's the good weather does make it much more.
No,
I'm sure it makes it easier rather than being in Chicago or something.
Oh God, that's brutal.
That's nasty.
That's brutal.
I think that's it.
So where is our next weekend getaway, David? Where are you taking us?
Las Vegas. I don't know, actually. I don't know. I've been thinking about that. Like, where can we... San Diego would be great, but we're going to go there in a couple months anyway, so...
Okay, so you got to find a new...
I don't know if we would go there. I don't know. Carpinteria again.
I mean, it would be nice if you were planning
but I think it's really small.
Huh?
Carpinteria is really small.
No, but if you were planning a little getaway...
Las Vegas.
Why the heck would we want to go to Las Vegas?
Because it's like lights and stuff. Gambling.
Oh, that's the shit we're into? Lights and gambling? Okay,
could be interesting.
I'm sure a 19-month-old kid would enjoy that.
I don't know. I mean, there's Santa Barbara, there's SLO. Been to SLO, it's obviously a lot. Vegas is close, but
okay,
it's Vegas.
Let's do this. If
San
you
Diego,
have any suggestions
soon.
for us to spend a couple of days in somewhere, not too far from LA, please reach out. You know how to find us, where to find us. I'll be curious because I'm sure there is.
What else is there in California?
Well,
San Francisco, but that's far.
No, but I'm sure there is like smaller towns and cities that, are not necessarily on everyone's radar that are still pleasant to visit for a weekend.
We've been to Ojai. Is it Ojai?
We've been to Ojai, but it was also a very quick pit stop.
Yeah.
We haven't
Ojai gets really hot.
It's very dry.
It gets really hot.
It's very dry. I kind of feel like if you go to Ojai, you have to ride horses or something.
We could go to Irvine and visit the Irvine Spectrum Mall.
We've been there already.
No,
but I think there is other spot. I think we just gotta find the little gems here.
Laguna Beach.
Yeah, we've been.
Yeah.
Okay, try again.
See, if you lived in Europe, you could go probably 3-hour driving to how many different places and countries?
But that's the thing, is that in Europe, any small town could be cute.
Yeah.
Here, even if it's a small city, they're each going to have the same outdoor mall with the same 5 chains of stores. And there's not really it's hard to find places that have some sort of authenticity and identity. So that's the type of places I'm thinking it would be nice to visit, but I don't know where they are.
Yeah. Well, our country is really old. We're 250 years old, Marina. That's a long time. Planting seeds, 250 years, a lot of heritage, really important tradition to hold on to. 250 years. That's what? 3 generations? You gotta be steadfast with those principles from 250 years ago. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty young.
I mean, when Americans talk about tradition and stuff, Europeans must just roll their fucking eyes and be like, shut up.
Well, it was, the 4th of July a few days ago and the 250th anniversary. And jokingly, I said to you, it's funny, my parents' house is older than this country. Yeah, for sure. I mean, it would be like a 10-year-old saying, this is how I do things. Okay, this is my tradition. And to an adult. The adult would be like, yeah, you're 10. Shut up. Yeah, meanwhile, the Greek have been making vases for millions of years.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all relative.
All right, let's wrap this up. Thanks for listening. Talk soon. I don't know. Support us, leave reviews. Check out other stuff on our website, Second Studio Pod. That's our Instagram. Text the hotline with topic suggestions. Also, we're going to answer some questions from the hotline that I missed the last few weeks.
Oh, yeah.
That is 213-222-6950. Thanks, everyone. Talk soon. Bye.
Bye-bye.